Welcome to this fifth video reflection from St John's. Luke 24:5 says this: "Why do you look for the living among the dead?" In 2009, Italy suffered its deadliest earthquake for 30 years. The town of Aquila, near Rome, was particularly devastated. Students were crushed as they slept, and entire families were entombed within collapsed buildings. Dr. Colangeli, a specialist in a devastated hospital, managed to escape at 3:30 a.m. while apartment blocks imploded around him. His son Guido had gone to a friend's house and was missing. Imagine the fear and the horror. Dr. Colangeli set out to search for his son, not knowing exactly where he was. He said, and I quote, "I could not remember the street where he was staying." Can you imagine the fear of not knowing where to look for your son? It was dark. It was cold. I didn't have the slightest idea where my son was, and I was frantic, but I simply had this intuition. As he staggered through the debris underneath fractured balconies and shards of metal that hung precariously overhead, he made his way, with the help of a few strangers, to the apartment block where he thought his son might have been staying, only to find a pile of rubble and the sound of mechanical diggers operating under searchlights. He said, and I quote, "One of the rescue workers appeared to be illuminated by a divine halo, and I followed him through the rubble, shouting, 'Guido, Guido.' Then he heard it, a faint voice saying, 'Papa, I'm here. I can't breathe.' The rescue was recorded on camera and reported extensively in the media, including our own Times, and here it is. I didn't know where my son was. Then came divine intervention." Dr. Colangeli said this: "I'm a doctor and a rational man, but I can only say that all these signs and coincidences that led me to my son must have been sent from God. Searching for my son through the rubble of that night, I couldn't help thinking of those words that I read earlier. Why do you seek the living among the dead?" In the days after that first Easter, there were more than a dozen recorded accounts of the disciples meeting the risen Christ. One of the most well-known and the most loved is the account of the two disciples on the road to Emmaus in Luke 24, where Jesus, the stranger, draws alongside them and makes the journey to their home. There he is made known to them in the breaking of the bread. They were in a dark place, socially isolated, fearful and disillusioned. He walked with them, and he walks with us too in the time of doubt, questioning, fear and uncertainty, and he brings hope and reassurance to us. Do join me next Sunday morning via Zoom at 10 a.m, when we will think further about that extraordinary day return to Emmaus. In the meantime, may you find reassurance in the unseen presence of our risen Lord in your hearts and homes as we continue this very strange Easter journey. God bless you.